At the last Gulf International Technology Expo, GTEx, that held in the United Arab Emirates in Dubai, Nigeria was the official country partner. The three-day exhibition had Nigerians from the private sector showcase their innovative technology solutions. It was also an opportunity for the government to sell the Nigerian brand to foreign investors. Dr. Armstrong Takan, an ICT consultant, says Nigeria remains prime investment destination.
We clearly are ahead of the game. We are the largest economy in Africa to begin with. That's the first point. The second thing is that when we look at the demographics, we look at the numbers, we have a very vibrant, youthful population. We have an upcoming middle class of about 24% of adults in the middle class bracket who have both the purchasing power, the purchasing parity, and they have the resources to be able to purchase the products for that. The third aspect of it is that the incentives, the programs, the initiatives that the government is putting in place clearly are attractive to potential investors. So when they compare what we have to offer, when they compare our demographics with those other countries, we're ahead of the game. And so there's really no reason why they should go elsewhere apart from coming to Nigeria.
Takan is not alone in this optimism. Nigeria's tech Amazon, Florence Seriki, shares Takan's optimism.
There are lots of opportunities in Nigeria. And from all the statistics they've seen today, these foreign investors have seen today, it is very obvious that we need to work harder on our local policies and local incentives so that we can encourage these investors to come to Nigeria and produce. We want to see them producing. We want their hands to be on something. And this is the only way we can encourage skilled workers in Nigeria, which is a major problem and which is the only question people have raised today. And I'm laying emphasis on it again. The Nigerian government should take a message from here that skills is beginning to be what is a problem in Nigeria. They didn't say we are not growing fast, but they acknowledge the fact that there is a skill shortage. It is only when you go producing, it is only when you allow manufacturers to come in and you encourage local production, people will be engaged and employed. Innovations will come, technology will come.
Fotsa Demola Aladekomo, the former MD of Champs PLC, Nigeria's poverty rating is blown out of proportion. He says Nigeria's economy is viable despite her challenges.
It was a very great news. It was a good one. That rebasing of our GDP down to $509.8 billion, approximately 510 billion. Great one for us as Nigerians. One is particularly proud to be a Nigerian today, a country that is the wealthiest in Africa, the most populous in Africa, a country that will actually lead the world soon enough. I also strongly believe that the 510 billion is not even the actual figure, simply because one can hazard a guess that 30% of our economy is grey or underground. So by the time you actually look at it, even though we are now number 26 in the world, if that economy is properly rebased and all these services are actually accounted for, I'd be surprised if it doesn't get to $1 trillion.
But then we have this rebasing and we now occupy this position that you mentioned. Right. But a lot of Nigerians are still poor. Is there a correlation between these two? Is this not an irony?
Yes. The scripture said that the poor will always be amongst you. It's a fact of life. You go to Vatican City, you go 5 kilometers to the White House, the largest economy in the world, 5 kilometers down to the White House. You find a lot of poor people. Actually, I correct that. You go outside the White House, just about 200 meters from the White House, you find people sleeping on the streets. You find the homeless in Washington, D.C. You find the homeless in UK. You find the homeless in Japan. That we have poor people in Nigeria is not news. The poor will forever be amongst you. I don't think it's only in Nigeria that you're going to find poor people. Hardly will you find quite a lot of Nigerians eating out of those bins. You don't find that like you find in other countries. Simply because we have this social network, which is something great. Yes, the government is not supporting us. We don't have the government infrastructure to support us like the social benefits. But for us, the family, the friend support, the church support, the societal support, a great hospitable society, that has minimized the issue of poverty. What we have is perceptive poverty.
Peter Jack, Director General of Nigeria's IT clearinghouse, NITA, reeled out the opportunities in the sector with emphasis on youth empowerment.
We have several initiatives. In fact, this whole journey started from one of the events that we did in Lagos called Demo Africa. And of course, there's another initiative that we just concluded, an eSolve competition, where we give prizes to the winners. We have quite a number of initiatives we're targeting to ensure the youth have windows where to demonstrate their capabilities. But most importantly, with the Ministry of Communication Technology, there's an initiative funded by NIDA called Information Technology Developers Entrepreneurship Accelerator Idea Hub. These hubs are intended to take these young people as they graduate. Even during youth service, they can be given the opportunity to perfect their solutions in such a way that within a very short time from graduation and after youth service, they can become marketable in terms of their solutions. What we're trying to do with those idea innovation hubs is to offer a complete mentoring and support program for these young developers, so that as they finish from university, they are moving straight into environments where they are guided, they are supported, and in the end, some of them will be given opportunities through our investment fund. We are hoping to support them as well when it comes to those of the solutions that prove to be marketable are going to be supported. What we're trying to do is to encourage angel investors to come to some of the events that we're going to arrange, so that we expose these developers to potential investors. We have a complete plan for these young startups and developers.